Donald Trump, never one to shy away from the spotlight, has thrust himself back into the center of a scandal. This time it involves the late Jeffrey Epstein, the convicted sex offender whose crimes continue to shock and horrify. Trump, in a move that has sent shockwaves through the political landscape, has hinted at possessing Epstein's coveted client list. A list rumored to contain the names of powerful individuals who participated in Epstein's depraved activities. Trump's claim is as audacious as it is unsettling. He dangles the list like a sword of Damocles, promising to release it if he reclaims the presidency in 2024. The implication is clear. Elect me, and the secrets of the powerful will be revealed. This is vintage Trump, a master manipulator of the media, adept at shifting narratives and controlling the news cycle. But this time the stakes are higher than ever. The Epstein case, shrouded in mystery and allegations of a high-level cover-up, has captivated the public imagination. Trump, by inserting himself into the narrative, risks both political and legal blowback. The relationship between Trump and Epstein is well documented, a toxic cocktail of wealth, power, and a shared proclivity for excess. The two men, both outsiders who conquered New York City on their own terms, were fixtures on the same social circuit. They were photographed together at parties, their faces beaming with a camaraderie born of shared ambition and questionable morals. Their bond, however, ran deeper than mere social acquaintance. Trump, in a 2002 interview with New York Magazine, spoke of Epstein in glowing terms, praising his intelligence and his penchant for beautiful women. He even went so far as to say that Epstein was a lot of fun to be with. These words, uttered years before Epstein's crimes came to light, now carry the weight of ominous foreshadowing. They paint a picture of Trump as a man comfortable in the company of someone known to prey on young women. Trump's promise to release the Epstein list has triggered a predictable firestorm of speculation and controversy. His supporters, many of whom see him as a righteous crusader against corruption, have cheered the announcement. They view it as proof of Trump's willingness to take on the establishment and expose the hypocrisy of the elites. Opponents, however, have met the claim with skepticism and derision. They accuse Trump of engaging in a cynical ploy to deflect attention from his own legal woes and to energize his base with a healthy dose of conspiracy mongering. The truth, as is often the case with Trump, remains elusive. Does he actually possess the list? And if so, is he willing to face the potential legal and political ramifications of releasing it? These questions remain unanswered, fueling a climate of uncertainty and suspicion. Section 4. Legal landmines and campaign chaos, the perils of Trump's gamble. Trump's decision to inject the Epstein case into the 2024 election is a high-risk, high-reward gamble. On the one hand, it allows him to tap into a deep well of public fascination with the case and to position himself as the only candidate willing to expose the truth. On the other hand, it opens him up to a litany of legal and political challenges. The list itself, if it exists, could contain the names of individuals who could retaliate against Trump. Moreover, Trump's own past associations with Epstein could come under renewed scrutiny, potentially damaging his already tarnished reputation. Adding to the turmoil are reports of internal strife within the Trump campaign. Advisors are reportedly divided over the wisdom of focusing on the Epstein case, with some fearing it could backfire spectacularly. Section 5. Whispers of conspiracy unraveling Epstein's web of influence. The Jeffrey Epstein case is more than just a salacious tale of wealth and depravity. It's a story about power, its corrupting influence, and the lengths to which the powerful will go to protect their own. Epstein, with his private island and his connections to politicians, celebrities, and business titans, moved in a world where the rules didn't apply. He was a master manipulator, using his wealth and influence to procure young girls for his own gratification and, allegedly, for that of his powerful friends. The full extent of Epstein's network and the identities of those who participated in his crimes remains a closely guarded secret. The release of his client list, if it were to happen, could have seismic implications, potentially toppling careers and exposing a dark underbelly of power and privilege. Section 6. The Shadow of Doubt. Can Trump outrun Epstein's ghost? As the 2024 election cycle heats up, the specter of Jeffrey Epstein looms large. Trump's promise to release the client list has added fuel to an already volatile situation, ensuring that the case will remain front and center in the public consciousness. Whether Trump can escape the shadow of Epstein remains to be seen. His own history with the convicted sex offender, coupled with his penchant for making outlandish claims, has sown seeds of doubt that may be impossible to erase. One thing is certain: the Epstein case, with its tangled web of power, corruption, and depravity, will continue to captivate and horrify the public. And Donald Trump, whether by design or by accident, has placed himself at the center of the maelstrom.